Hey friend, Ashley here with an impromptu episode of the Maverick Mompreneur podcast. Not on our regularly scheduled Tuesday drop, but I just wrapped up the Irresistible Offer Infusion Masterclass in our free Facebook community. And so I wanted to share the audio of that with you. If you're interested in watching the replay, it will be up for a little bit, but you'll need to register for the masterclass so that can be emailed to you along with the workbook. So what I'll do is leave a link to that in the show notes. So I would suggest register first, download the workbook, and then have the workbook out with you as you listen to and or watch that video. So without further ado, here is the Irresistible Offer Infusion Masterclass. All right. Hello, welcome. If you are joining me live, please say hello. I'm a minute early. I literally was sitting here like, I can't wait to start this masterclass. I'm hoping this isn't going to be incredibly long, but I also know I want to give you all of the tools so that you feel confident coming up with this irresistible offer that you're about to do. So today's masterclass is free. The replay will be taken down from this group in probably a day or so, and then it'll be emailed out to those of you who registered. If you didn't register for the Irresistible Offer Infusion Masterclass, it's not too late, and you want to right now, because that's how you get your workbook. So if you don't have your workbook, you're going to go to this URL below, the bit.ly link right there, /3STJSUS, or you can find it up above if you're watching live in the description, or if you're listening to this on the Maverick Mompreneur podcast, you can find that link in the show notes as well. You're going to get a workbook that has a ton of worksheets. I think there's 6 worksheets and then some extra notes pages, some podcast episodes that are relevant to creating your offer from me, all kinds of goodies for you. So make sure that you do that and then check your email. If there's any issues whatsoever, it doesn't come to you, just shoot me over an email, hello@elevatedwithashley.com. I am going to open up my comments section so I can see comments as we go along. I will answer questions either as we go if I see them, or at the very end I will go back and then make sure that I answer your questions. I definitely want you to feel, as this thought bubble says, I want you to feel supported throughout this process. I want you to have your workbook out, printed. If you're watching by replay, you can obviously either watch this all the way through and then go back and do the activities, or you can pause, you can do them with me. This is really a workshop type of masterclass where I'm teaching you something, but you're also doing. So if you have questions, I want you to ask them in the comments, even if you're watching this by replay, because I want to be able to support you. So if you don't know me and you're new to Elevate Academy, or you're new to me, you found me from a Facebook ad, or however you came into my little corner of the internet, I'm Ashley Latimer. Nice to meet you. Welcome. I was a special education teacher and then program coordinator for 13 years. Loved that career, but transitioned into stay and then pretty quickly work at home mom life when my daughter was born. And I'm now a 6-figure solo mompreneur. And the title that I give myself as CEO of my brand is Personal Brand Marketing and Monetization Mentor or Coach. So what I love to do is help other females, online entrepreneurial spirited females, to develop personal brands and then monetize them to create income via impact. And I love it. So you see here, my mission is to help other influencers, social sellers, and female entrepreneurs to build those aligned, searchable, long-term personal brands that generate impact in multiple streams of income in whichever niche they serve. I serve a variety of different niches and clients. And the way that most of my clients end up monetizing is through affiliate marketing, which you can do through social selling or sales funnels, coaching, and digital courses or programs. So we're going to talk about offers today, and those are some coaching and courses are some of the offers that you could choose to create. All right. If you're excited, by the way, I want to see all the hearts. Show me some heart emojis. I know I'm excited to share this with you. I did want to give you some background, some of my background information before we get started, so that if you are new, you have an idea of what I've done in the online space, not to toot my own horn, but just to give you some assurance that I do know what I'm talking about, and you can trust that what I'm teaching has actually been successfully implemented. So my mompreneur resume, if you will, I've built multiple streams of income through a personal brand, and there's been iterations of that personal brand since 2016. So that was when I was on maternity leave with my daughter. I started out as a blogger influencer over on tailormademama.com, and I added in social, retail, affiliate marketing along the way. And lo and behold, in 2020, I launched my first offer, pivoting into online business coaching, because my passion is teaching. I love teaching. I love individualized programs for my students, for my clients. I love group programs. I love it all. And I want to be able to share the business strategies and systems that have totally changed my life. And we'll talk more about that as we go on. I also have a podcast called the Maverick Mompreneur Podcast. Shout out to our listeners if you're listening on the podcast to this by replay. And you can check out, we've got at this point, I think 40 something episodes and tons of goodness there for you. I have over the years generated multiple six figures. I don't even know how many in online affiliate sales, not talking commissions, but just sales overall for different affiliate products and companies using SEO based sales funnels and social media marketing, a combination. Nowadays, it's pretty much all SEO-based sales funnels, but I have done just fine with social media marketing as well. In 2020 and 2021, my first 2 years in this current business that I now own, those were six-figure revenue years. So I want you to hear that you don't have to, and that was truly with a small audience. My first offer launch was in a private Facebook group. If you're in Elevate Academy right now, the group is about 3,000. But when I first launched my business, I was wanting to be super hidden and super private. And our group was about 260 members, so less than 300 members. I launched my first offer, and that was a $15,000 launch. Mind blown, right? And that's when I saw, oh my gosh, I was just doing this so that I could honestly be helpful, generate a little bit of extra income, but that was life-changing and game-changing. And so I just ran with it, and now I teach other women how to do the same, how they can make money every single day in my signature program called Social Seller to CEO Academy. Oh, and I skipped this. This is an important fact. In 2019, to give you a point of reference, when I was just doing kind of blogging, affiliate marketing, and social selling, that was a $49,000 year, so 2019, and then launched my business in 2020. And then fast forward to the beginning of 2021, I had my first it ended up being total $49,000 month. So from a $49,000 year to like a year-ish later, a $49,000 month, that's wild. But it's because of having my own offers. And that's why I'm so stoked for you to go through this process so that I can hopefully make you see that I don't want to say it's easy. It's not easy, but you have an offer within you already that can absolutely go alongside what you're already doing. It doesn't have to be this like, oh, now I'm a coach, now I'm doing this. You can create your own offer that will complement what you already have going on and add an additional stream of revenue and an additional stream of impact alongside that. And particularly if you're in social selling and you are wanting to build a team or sell your products, if someone doesn't join you or buy from you in that endeavor, do you have something else that you can serve them with, something else that you can monetize with? And if not, an offer is the perfect way to go. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Thanks for joining. All right. So what is an offer? And this is something I remember, I'm like, oh, I see people selling courses, but is that an offer? What is it? So let's clarify this. And this is actually the first page of your workbook, your first actual worksheet. I believe it's worksheet 1. Jenny's excited for the course. Oh, you guys stick around until the end because I am giving a one-time only, literally you have a little bit more than 24-hour promotion. If you are like, yes, let's take this, what we do today, or when you're watching the replay and run with it, I have something for you. So stick around to the very end if you're like, oh, I need that next step. Okay, so what's an offer? Here we go. It's the product that you create, and don't worry, we're going to touch on each one of these 3 points throughout this workshop, throughout this masterclass, and this is part of your workbook. So again, if you're like, I'm drinking through a fire hose, you're not. I got you. We're building block. We're building blocking this up. Okay, so an offer is a product that you create. So the actual thing that you're selling. So your digital course, maybe it's your coaching offer, maybe this is a downloadable PDF, maybe this is an audio series that you send by email, but it's the actual product that you're creating. But that's not all the offer is and all that you need to consider. It's also the way that you sell it. I know you've seen online, there are infinite numbers of ways that you see people selling. So what their strategy is, the buying triggers they use, the messaging. So the way that you sell it is part of your offer and something that you need to consider. Not that I need more coffee, but I'm gonna take a quick sip. The last part of an offer is going to be the pricing of that offer and then how you position it in the marketplace. And I have a lot of people, and I myself thought this, wait a minute, there's already someone doing kind of something similar to what I want to be doing. And that's probably true, but it's up to you to figure out where is your unique position and messaging in the marketplace. Okay, so pricing and positioning, and we'll go over all of that. Again, if you have questions, make sure to ask them. Now, why create an offer? I've kind of gone over this already, but I am singing from the rooftops or whatever the phrase is to create your own offer. I don't care what niche you're in. I work with literally from personal trainers to singing artists that are launching their new albums, like a variety of personal brands. But no matter what you're doing, get your eggs out of that one basket and build a business and a brand that you own. Think about like celebrities that have a personal brand. Think about, oh my gosh, one that jumps out is is she the youngest billionaire? Kylie Jenner. Think about all the streams of income. Think about the offers, the products that she has, right? And now we're not talking about building a lip kit or anything here, but all her eggs are not in one basket. They're not all just based on brand deals. They're not all just based on their TV show. And obviously this is a larger example, but you can do the same thing with your brand and starting with your own offer, whatever that might be. It could be a physical product, but you still have to consider the pricing and positioning in the marketplace. You have to consider how you sell it as well as the product. So no matter what, your offer has to encompass those things. Creating an offer is really fun because it uses your unique experiences and knowledge and results that you've gotten in your life, your business, love, whatever your niche, to serve other people, to serve your audience at a higher level. There's only so much that you can do, so deep that you can go through your free public social media, unless you want to be giving away all the goods all the time for free. But if you are a brand, you're a business, and you need to monetize that business. Another reason for creating an offer is to have control of scaling your income and impact. And this is particularly important for those of you who are in social selling, because a lot of times when we think about growing that business and scaling, it really ends up dependent upon the efforts of others or the how influential someone is that you bring onto your team as an affiliate. It depends on the timing and the performance of another company or brand versus with your own offers, it's dependent upon you. And I know that that can get a little scary, right? Like, oh, I'm the brand. It's dependent on me, but that's also so exciting. I know personally, and this has not come, like that easily, but I will bet on myself all day long, right? When it comes to taking control of scaling my own impact and income with the time that I have here on earth and here on the internet. So if that's you too, or you want to get there, then keep listening. An offer is also an additional stream of revenue, and this can be active or passive or both, depending on how you sell it and what you're doing. For your brand, that brings in 100% commission. So I know for many in my world and my audience, if you will, we are used to selling lower ticket items, things like affiliate products, where we're getting 10 to 50% maybe commission on a lower ticket item. Whereas with your own offers, it's not quite 100% commission, because obviously you have to pay some to PayPal or Stripe or whatever payment method that you're using, but pretty much for the sake of example, 100% commission. And dependent upon the value that you create, that's what you can sell your offer for. And we'll talk about pricing later, but the basics of this whole offer creation process, although we are going to get really granular and into the weeds here, is to pick something that you love to teach and share about. So something that you could literally just go on and on about that complements your existing brand and your gifts. Create a valuable offer, sell it to your audience. Okay, use that free content that you're creating direct to a link in your bio where you have this offer, and you could literally sell that every single day. You could set up a sales funnel that's passive income directing to this offer. You could take the offer and make it into a coaching program, I'm getting ahead of myself, but creating a valuable offer, selling it, and the rule goes, the more value you create, the more money you're going to make. Amazing. So simple. It doesn't have to be much more complicated than that, but I am going to tell you the things that you need to know and think through so that you can create your most lucrative offer. Okay, so an offer that's going to hit with your audience and that's going to be lucrative for you and then impactful for them as well. It's not just about what's in the offer side of things and the marketing, it's also what's on the inside of that offer and the results you can lead your clients to or your students to or whoever buys this offer. So I want you to check out, and you may have seen this if you watched the Automate and Scale Masterclass, I pulled out one section to show you the power of scaling your impact and income with your own offers. And I included an income mapping template for you in your workbook. We're not going to go over that today. This is something that we can do in Social Seller to CEO Academy, but this is basically mapping out your current income streams, including your 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5, I just mean like your job, not your online business. If you have one, so what you're currently making, if you are making any money in social selling, what that is, and then slowly adding in different streams of revenue, starting with your first offer and seeing and predicting what you could actually make but in a couple of years, right? So I told you that I went from a $49,000 year to a $49,000 month. That's with my own offers, and that's with scaling strategically, okay? So this is an example of a client example of a multi-stream brand, Candace. So about Candace, just so you have an idea of what she does, and this is based on a client of mine, but I didn't ask permission to use their actual, so this is Candace. She has a social selling partnership with a skincare and cosmetics company, and she promotes those products on social media, but she also just loves business. Like, she loves network marketing, social media marketing, and she's really into, which is very apropos for the moment, video marketing. So video presence when it comes to Reels, TikToks, all these short form videos. She's really into that and leveraging that to create sales and to establish her brand and to help others do the same. She does have a team, so she has other affiliates that she works with, and she does want to continue leading and growing the team, but she doesn't want just social selling to be her only thing, okay? Because she wants to reach people who already have happy homes, right? They're already with other companies or partnerships, and they're not interested in joining her, but they are interested in learning from her because she is a boss and she shows up powerfully. So her brand pillar, she's got online business and marketing tips. So that's one piece of content that she shares about. She also shares about beauty, and a lot of times she'll do like get readies with me, hair tutorials, but she's talking about her business. She's talking about tips. So she's really hitting her target audience really are women who are also in social selling, who are also beauty influencers, and she's giving them tips while also selling affiliate products. So her avatar is one and the same. It's someone who's interested in makeup, skincare, and cosmetics, but also is entrepreneurial themselves, either has their own business or brand or is interested in that as well. She also shares information on confidence. So confidence on video, confidence in yourself, so confidence quotes, tips, things like that. So that's her brand, pretty amazing brand. Her tagline and mission, and again, if you don't know all of this, like your tagline, all of that, stay tuned. Got something for you. empowering social marketers to stand out through showing up confidently, professionally, and looking like the boss babe they are in their video marketing. That is what she is here to do. And if she sells some makeup, which she will, because she's literally teaching other social marketers how to do what she's doing by demonstrating, which by default will also gain her customers. No secret there. So she is doing her thing. The problem that she solves for her avatar. So you'll hear in this presentation, avatar, ideal client avatar, or ACA. So that's the prototype. A lot of times I think of, I have mine right here. In fact, I have mine. If you've ever gone through my courses, you probably come up with your own avatar, like exactly what this person values, how you connect with her, you know her inside and out, what her problems are, how you can solve them, how to speak to her dreams, her visions, her goals, as well as the pain points she may experience along her journey, and you want to be the solution. So for Candace, she shows network marketers and social sellers how to boss up their confidence and skill set when it comes to creating and showing up on TikTok, stories, reels, live videos, everything from makeup tips for a video to editing to lighting to equipment to transitions, like all of that stuff. She has got you covered. That is her niche, and that is how she solves a problem for her avatar who doesn't know how to do that stuff. It doesn't come naturally, and she saves them time, and she breaks it down in a way that they can understand, and she has gotten results and sales from doing that very thing. Okay, so her brand monetization strategy, and again, this is a multi-stream brand, and so her strategy and how she's monetizing, and I will show you on the breakdown, which is what you have in your workbook as well, so the revenue mapping. So she has social selling, network marketing products, so affiliate products, and this doesn't have to be with the social selling company, but for her it is, as well as other beauty-related products through affiliate networks. So she uses Amazon, she uses Like to Know It, all of these things. Mostly this is in her stories and within her Facebook group, but she also has started a website, and she's got affiliate links there, and so that's an evergreen asset, all this great stuff. So she has created a small group coaching program, so video conference mastery, from cam-ready makeup to editing your content. And she's going to launch that to her small Facebook group, okay? And funnel some people in from her social media, launch it there, do maybe a small beta group, which is like a test group. She's going to take those videos and materials, put it into a course. This is something she can not only share with her new team members, but she can also then repurpose it as a passive income course for her other connections in the industry who don't want to join her in business, but really want to learn from her to help boss up their own branded business. Genius, right? And then she's also going to start offering one-on-one coaching and mentorship to just a couple clients a month beginning in Q3. So now. So I just want to show you how this can grow. And again, this is like hypothetical, but also based in my experience and observations of other brands. So for Candace, if she started out here, this is, so going back to 2020. So 9 to 5, $40,000, right? That's her just 9 to 5 job income. From network marketing, social sales, 10,000. No other streams of revenue. So if she were just to keep going with just social selling, increase a little bit, maybe she maintains, but hypothetically, like $10,000 increase every year is very conservative. And her salary and wages, she's not really getting too much of a raise, but by 2023, she's got like a $10,000 raise, okay? So over here on the bottom right, you see that her total, if she were just to keep doing her social selling, network marketing partnership only, and had her 9 to 5, she would be at $90K, which is awesome, right? Just below 6 figures. But I want to show you the power of her adding, and you can see, yes, I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but here in 2022, so she's creeping up. She goes from 50,000, 63,000 in 2021, 2022, 77,000, and then 2023, 90,000. Just for those of you who are listening to the audio version only, I know that's still going to be confusing. So if you want the video version, make sure to click the link in the show notes and you can get that replay. So look at this. Now she has an online course offer that she started in 2021. And this is based off of, for the year, 60 sales for a $497 course. So that's an entry priced course, 60 sales. She's had a couple videos go viral on TikTok or whatever, and this happened pretty quickly. That's an average of 5 sales only per month. And she shows up pretty much every day on social media. So it's easy for her to point to this course, right? So based on that, she's making an additional $30,000. So in that next year, so in 2021, if she just kept her 9 to 5 here, her social selling here, and then added an additional $30, she would already be at $93K. So 2 years ahead of where she would have been had she not added her own offers. Then say she doubles that. So she's strategically growing her audience. She's doing this organically and or paid. If she doubles that to 10 sales per month on, again, this is just based on if she were selling this lower ticket course and she hit 60,000, that next year she would be at 137K. Boom. If she just kept going with that and added another 5 per month, so 5, 10, 15 sales per month, again, only this one course, by 2023, in this instance, she would be making 180,000, which is double what she would have in 2023 if she had just stuck to network marketing and her 9 to 5. I mean, this is so powerful. And not only that, so let's consider, what if she adds a paid membership? Okay, so maybe in 2022, you don't want to stack all of this, but 2022, again, this is hypothetical, but say she adds a paid membership. So there's maybe a monthly call with her. She drops reels, templates, and trending sounds, or I don't know what she does, but she's got 25 members only, and it's $27 a month. That's an additional $8,000. Okay. If she had 50 members at $47 a month, because she could continue to increase the price as the value continued to increase, that would be that next year $28,000. And at that point, I showed you here in this example, she's busy, she's got enough to do, and she's making $158,000 without her 9 to 5, leaving her 9 to 5. Amazing, right? Now, eventually, when she starts taking on one-on-one clients, so she's got this process down that she takes groups through, and some people want higher touch, they want her reviews on their videos. She does some one-on-one consulting and coaching. So let's say this is very conservative. This is like very low pricing, but let's say she takes on one client a month and she charges $650 a month. Just for that, in that first year, she'd have an extra $7,800. 2 clients a month at $850, again, that's low. That'd be an extra $20,000. At that point, that year, that next year, she could retire out of her 9 to 5 2 years early if she's adding this in. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is so powerful. And it's not to say that everyone wants to elevate and escalate their business this much, but even just with that one online course offer, I hope you can see how powerful that this can be to add your own offers, whether you want to stay in a 9 to 5, whether you want to leave, whether you want to get out of network marketing, whether that's something you're wanting to add. Having multiple streams of revenue, and particularly your own offers that you can scale through organic or paid advertising, it's so incredibly powerful. Okay, so now let's get into your offer. Okay, what will your offer be? So this is how I like to start out with my clients. And this is like a brainstorm. And again, you can take some notes on your worksheet, in your workbook on these concepts, or you can just listen through and then you can go back and do this later. So your offer should be based, it absolutely needs to be based on something you've gotten results in. You don't have to be the number one authority on the topic, but you have to have gotten a result, big or small, that you can lead someone else through a process to get that result. Okay, and this needs to solve an actual problem that your ideal client avatar has. So you have to have had results in this area, and it needs to solve a problem that your ideal client avatar also has. I'm gonna sit on my here real quick. I'm having neck issues, you guys, and so I feel like I'm looking kind of stiff here, but we'll make do. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, what do people already ask you in your audience, ideally, if you have ideal client avatar type of people in your audience. If you don't have a target audience yet, I also got you covered there. But do they ask you like, how the heck did you do that? Or, oh my gosh, like, I'm so jealous. How do you do that? Or how did you do that? What do you hear? Is there a theme that someone asks you about? Or that's so cool. Like, you should share that more often. So what is it that people ask you? So that's step one. So I want you to jot some of those things down. And then match that up with, is this an actual problem that your ideal client avatar has? Is this the goal that they have too? Okay, or is it just something cool that you do? But is this a problem that you're like, oh, hey, that kind of comes easy to me, but maybe not to everyone, okay? Once you figure that out, once you figure out what is that thing that you've gotten results in that's going to solve a problem for your ideal client avatar, you want to think through what stepping stones you took. And I know this is hard sometimes because we get a result, we lose the weight, we meet our soulmate, we get stronger, we can do pull-ups, we scaled our business, we recruited 50 people, whatever it is. What stepping stones did you use to create those results? And what is the process? What is the framework that someone would need to have in order to get that same result? Okay. And so, spoiler alert, those stepping stones become the weeks or the modules or the framework for your offer, for your program, for your coaching offer, for your email sequence. Okay. So those things become the sections of your course. So another way to think of this, and I'm going to give you a visual, what results have you gotten that you would like to help someone else to get that you could backward map to help someone achieve that same result? So backward mapping is like this. Your finish line is here, this bullseye, right? So you start at the goal, okay? So that's, if we think of the start as point A and the target there as point Z, if you're doing a really comprehensive offer, or D, or wherever you're trying to get someone to, I want you to start at the result and then work backwards. Okay, what are the prerequisite skills, concepts, ideas, words, foundations that your ideal client avatar would need to know to get that result? And then go all the way back to the start with where your ideal client avatar is on their journey. And oftentimes our ideal client avatar is us a couple years back, 2 years back, 5 years back, 6 months back, whatever it is. And so I want you to think of yourself, or if you know your avatar so well, where are they right now and how can you get them there? Okay. And so you have space in your notebook, in your workbook, but I know I like to do this on like chart paper and get crazy with it, or go on Canva, do whatever you need to do to really get into the mind of your avatar and what it is that they need. Because again, this is probably something that comes easy to you or intuitively to you because that's where you're gifted and that's where you've gotten results, and it's your job to come up with the steps and the framework to get someone else that result. And if you can do that, if you can solve their problem, you can make a lot of money, right? It's amazing. Okay, so what will the product within your offer be? So we talked about an offer is 3 things. So 1, the product, and then we have the way that you sell it. Okay, so the way that you sell it, and then the pricing and positioning in the marketplace. So right now we're going to go over what is the actual product. I'm going to give you some not limited to, products that you could create, and then I'm going to tell you what I would recommend and what I typically work with my clients on as far as my signature program, what we teach. So here are some products. It could be a group program, okay, like Social Seller to CEO Academy. It could be a mastermind. So a mastermind being a smaller group, and it could even be going through your group program, right? So I could take Social Seller to CEO Academy and I could make it very intensive. So weekly, and well, we kind of really already do this, weekly calls, but maybe it's like weekly Zoom calls and a one-on-one call per quarter with each of the students, and really have it be a mastermind, have a retreat linked to it, a Social Celebrity CEO Academy retreat. Now that I'm thinking about this, is not a bad idea. A course, so you could have a digital course, a smaller course that could be self-paced, that you sell passively or actively, but it's something that you put together once and then sell every day if you want to, if you're using a sales funnel, or as often as you'd like through marketing on social media or your website or your podcast, wherever you are showing up. A mini mind, so coming up a little bit later this month, you might have seen I'm doing the CEO Mindset Mini Mind. It's a series of 3 Zoom calls with me on different topics within mindset to help you get to your next level. It's not a year-long thing. It's not a 6-month thing. It's a mini mastermind, right? A masterclass or a webinar, just like this one. If you wanted to teach a class on something that you have expertise in, you have knowledge in, and that you can help someone to get a win or result and charge for it, great. You can do it live a couple times. You can package it up and then sell it. That's another product that you can have as your first offer. Simple, a one and done, but it gives you something that you can then share with your larger audience, particularly if you have people coming to you and asking you the same question of how do you do something. Wouldn't it be nice to say, actually, here you go. Here's this course that I have for you, or this masterclass I have for you, where if you're interested in purchasing, you can get all of that information and more. One-on-one coaching session. So the product could be a one-on-one coaching session. So again, if you're just starting out, this is a great way to do it, an intensive or a single session where you are literally working on one piece of the puzzle with your client. Very manageable, very doable. You're getting them a win. And then, of course, we talk about in my programs, positioning yourself yourself and your products as the next logical step if someone wants to continue along the journey. A one-on-one coaching package would come along when you have more of a process, when you have your framework, your stepping stones, and if you want to work one-on-one to get your client or your student a result. So not just doing the group program, but that extra level of high touch, that extra level of accountability, of support through implementation and all of the things. The other product, which is great, and this can bring in both passive and active income, is a membership. So it can be low cost, it can be high cost, but a very valuable membership where people pay a monthly membership fee and then they get something that is valuable to them and on point to your brand and helpful to them along their journey. So those are just some of the products. So what I would like you to do is think through, firstly, what sounds fun? So if you're like, I never want to do one-on-one coaching ever, never, ever, ever, then definitely don't try to plan for that. But if you think, I would love to do a digital course. I would love to do a group program. I would love to do a membership. What sounds good to you? Because if you don't want to do it and you're averse to a particular type of product, that's not going to be part of your offer. Okay, so what sounds good to you? What would be best based on the ideas that you're coming up with so far around the result that you want to get for your ideal client avatar? And some of these lend themselves better to certain types of subject matter, etc. Of course, we do not have time to get into all of that today, but again, this is like an overview. I hope this helps to kind of get your juices flowing on what type of product you would create. Okay, pricing and positioning. Hey, I'm not doing too bad with time. I just checked the time. It's only been about 36 minutes. I said plan an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I think we might do it in about an hour. Pricing and positioning. So we're going to talk about pricing first, and pricing for an offer. And this is something I get asked questions about in my programs and by my clients all the time is, what do I price my offer? What do I price my coaching services at? It really depends on so many things. It's so individualized, but these are some of the things that it will depend on. And this is why it's nice to have a coach or have a group program or something where you can go and ask these questions about particular offers. So depends on the following: the content of your offer. So if you have a 12 module course and it is stacked and it's going to help people to save money or time or make money, it's going it's hyper valuable and it's a lot of information. You're obviously going to charge more there than you would if your offer is a downloadable like ebook, a short ebook, right? So it depends on the content that's in your offer. It depends on your audience. So your current audience, if that's who you're launching to, or your target audience that you build and nurture before launching to. So it depends on them. Depends on a lot of things within your audience. Okay. So for example, if your audience are coaches, let's take, for example, coaches or top leaders in network marketing, or business people who are already making a lot of money and they actually need like write-offs. They need to spend money to get coaching, to get help to further scale their business, but also to offset their taxes. They are going to have more probably willingness to invest higher amounts or at all, versus if you have an audience that's really, maybe they are, let's say, for example, like stay-at-home moms who they're not in business, right? So they do not have maybe even their own independent income. They're on a budget, and you are going to sell something that's probably like a lower ticket item. I'm trying to think of an example of an actual brand. Like maybe it's a planner. So a planner for meal prepping. Okay. You're not going to sell them a $5,000 meal prepping one-on-one course. That's probably not going to make sense, right? So it depends on your audience and also the industry or niche standards. So I say that with a caveat, because really that's not always true, because from one personal brand, one coach, one influencer to the other, it's going to depend on their comfort level and confidence selling at a particular price. So if you feel comfortable offering something that someone else charges $1,500 for, but you feel comfortable and you're like, I could rock this at $297, and you just like that lights your fire, do that. There's no like hard and fast rule. I am going to give you some ranges and suggestions, but really it's going to be whatever you just feel like, yep, that is the price. Like I feel good about the value I'm receiving, because money is like an energy exchange, right? So if you feel comfortable receiving at a certain level, the person who you're exchanging money with, it's also going to be a good positive energy for them too. I hope that makes sense. But that is such a big thing. I remember when I started, when I had my first one-on-one clients, I think my hourly rate was $97, and that felt so good. That amount in exchange for an hour of my time at that stage of business felt really good. Now, as things have grown and scaled and there's more demand and I have more experience and knowledge and all of the things, $97 an hour no longer feels aligned, right? And so it can change as you go, but you want to feel comfortable and confident and have that good energy where you feel like you're getting compensated and the person is getting the value they pay for and all of these things. Now, to give you the example, I just spent $3,000 to speak with my coach for 90 minutes. So it varies, but to me, that energy exchange felt super duper aligned, right? And so for her, 90 minutes of her time and expertise, she charges $3,000. I feel very confident that she is worth that, and that 90 minutes with her, eyes on my business and offers, I can easily convert back that return on investment like that, right? And so you have to think about it as energy exchange, return on investment, that type of thing. So pricing. Also, the level of access your students get to you. Now, if you're doing a group program or one-on-one, if you are interfacing and giving of your time and energy and answering questions in a group or whatever it might be, that's going to be a higher price than a self-paced packaged course or an email series where you record it and you have no interaction with the students, okay? So general rule of thumb, we talk about product suite and Social Seller to CEO Academy and how to build out a product suite if you end up wanting to build out offers and not just have one. And oftentimes this can be based on literally the same concept and framework. It's just how much of it you give and how much support along the way. So you've got your free content when people come into your world. This could be through a podcast, a blog, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever your free content is funneling them in, your YouTube. And then there's an entry price point course. So this is what I would recommend that you start with. Okay, so it could be $7 all the way up to, I'd say, about $5.97. So your entry point product. And then you've got your middle tier products. So this is something like a group program, a little more intensive, $9.97-ish, up to like $3,000, let's say. Maybe even $5,000, I would say, depending on what industry you're in. And then high ticket would be like your one-on-one coaching or your mastermind. So something that's $3,000 or more. All right, so those are just some ranges for you. And what I would recommend starting with, unless you feel that you can just jump into the full Monty, is something that's an entry points offer so that you can then build upon that. And it makes logical sense for you to position yourself as the next step for your ideal client avatar as they go through their journey in your funnel. Okay. So this has to do with pricing and positioning. I wanted to just give you an idea of if and when you launch this offer that you're coming up with, something that I do with my clients. So goal setting. So goal setting as far as, what your pricing might be. This can also depend on your goals. Okay, so if you have $1, and some people don't like to do dollar amounts for goals. Some people do. Again, it's what feels aligned to you. Aligned to you. There's nothing else to say there. So I personally like number of students or clients because then, as you can see behind me, it really focuses me on those clients, the people and the women that I'm going to serve in that particular offer, if it is an interactive offer. Okay, so the number of clients, the number of students, the number of buyers could be one way to set goals, but it could also be the dollar amount. So if you are wanting to generate a $20,000 launch, divide that by the amount of students or the price point that you're thinking of. So for example, like a $20,000 launch, and let's say your price point, I'm doing this calculation right now, $20,000 launch is your goal. And your price point is that $497. Okay, so $497. That would mean you'd need 40 sales if you wanted to have a $20,000 launch. Okay, now if you think, oh, that seems like a lot of sales, I have kind of a small audience. So a $20,000 launch, what if you made it into not just like a packaged course with a student support group, but a group program that's like an 8 to 12 week program, and you charged $14.97. So let's say 20,000 divided by $14.97. Then you only need 13 students. Okay, so you want to set your goals. And then I also highly recommend that when you launch, you set a goal that's just like something about creativity or fun that has nothing to do with money whatsoever. That is just, even if the launch flopped, and there's a couple podcast episodes linked where you'll hear my opinion on, there's really no way a launch can flop. It's all adding up in your favor. It's all creating brand awareness and momentum. But I want you to think of a goal that is, regardless of money, you can make this happen. So you're going to be the most creative that you've ever been showing up on social media. You are going to do the most killer podcast episodes or lives or posts. Like you are going to, you're going to have the most DM conversations with people about your offer. You are going to send an email Monday through Friday, like something where it's like a goal that you know that you can hit, that you can focus on during that launch of the program. Okay, so just a little kind of tidbit. Obviously that's something that we go more into depth on as we're talking about creating a launch calendar, all of that type of stuff, which is the next step beyond creating your offer, which is what we're here to do today. Okay, so now positioning, pricing and positioning. This is the last part of your offer. Oh, I'm sorry. We haven't gotten into the way you sell it. Okay, so for the last part for pricing and positioning, what sets your offer apart from others that might be similar to it? So again, like pretty much any niche or industry or brand, there's someone else already doing kind of what you're doing, but you need to find your unique value proposition, your unique positioning in the marketplace that does set you apart. So part of that is just you. So you, your personality, your experience, your perspective, the way that you deliver the information, the message that you have within your course, within your product, within your coaching, your style, the infusion of a concept that isn't maybe typical. So for example, like a marketing course like Social Seller to CEO Academy, infusing in CEO mindset. That's a different angle. It's something that isn't in every single business marketing course, right? Your audience. So the audience that you gear the offer towards. So like, again, to use my own program that is open for enrollment right now because that's on my mind. So the audience that you gear your offer towards. So I gear my offers towards influencers and social sellers, right? There's lots of marketing courses, many of which teach the same concepts, but they don't teach them in the same way that I do. They don't package them the same way that I do, and they're not geared toward and cater to particular types of clients, right? So what sets your offer apart? So what do you uniquely bring? What is it about your audience and who you're speaking to, which goes to your message, the format of your offer? What's different? What makes this stand out in a sea of 2, 3 to 500 others doing similar things, okay? I'm just going to check my questions really quick, make sure I didn't miss any. Okay. Next up. Oh, okay. I love talking about this. So how will you sell your offer? These are some things. So once you've come up with your offer and you've brainstormed through your stepping stones, your building blocks, how it is that you're going to walk your ideal client avatar, your ideal customer through their journey from point A to point Z or D or wherever it is. Once you have your pricing down and once you have your positioning and your messaging and all of that, and you're like, oh, all right, let's do this. When you start to think about how you'll sell your offer, so you can have any number of conversion events. This is shocker, you guys know this is a conversion event. A conversion event is basically something that you offer for free that's valuable, that can deliver a result to your ideal client avatar, and then that is where you then offer them the next step to be served at a higher level that's not free. Well, in fact, there's some debate there, but a conversion event is going to be a masterclass, a webinar, a free challenge, it could even be a post. But it's something where you are putting your offer out there into the world. Okay. So how are you going to make this conversion event convert? Because conversion, you want those who are encountering the conversion event to, if it's right for them, want to pay you for this offer that you've created, right? That's the whole point of this. And you want to be able to serve them on the inside of that. Here are some buying triggers. And so I bet you, now that I teach you these, you're going to see these all the time. I feel like marketing ruins a lot of things for us once we have this knowledge, because you're like, oh, wait a minute. I totally got marketed to it. I totally fell for that. But that's the point of good, integrous marketing, is to help people to make a decision and get over the fence when something is for them. You don't want to convince someone or trick someone into getting into something that's actually not what they need. It's your job to show them why this would be valuable in getting them a result that they actually want in their life, so that they will then pay you to help them do that. And that's a business, right? So the first buying trigger is scarcity. It's no secret in psychology that people attach more value to things that are in few in quantity. Okay, so things like limited spots. Now, sometimes limited spots, as in my case, is just have to limit spots because there's only one of me, right? But limited spots, early access discounts. So for a limited amount of time, you can get the certain discount. Limited time bonuses for your offer. This could be something like on a sales page, purchase timers or countdowns. Limited availability of a product. So you want to think, could you use scarcity in your offer? Again, the way in which you sell it. This is part of your offer. You've got your product, pricing and positioning, and now how you're going to sell it. We've got scarcity, we have exclusivity. So this could be if you have a higher ticket offer, like application only. I don't know why there shouldn't be a comma there. An application form. Okay, so that's one way to create the feel of exclusivity. It could be a members only, like a membership, grandfathered in at a certain price, members only. So that is an element of exclusivity. So I want you to think, does that seem to fit with your offer, with the product you're thinking of creating, the offer itself, how you could best serve your ideal clients and students within that? What would make most sense? The third one, oh, there we go, rarity. Okay, so an element, a buying trigger, rarity. There's nothing else like it or you on the market, or a one-time offer only. So, I mean, I'm just going to be transparent. So in Social Seller CEO Academy, one thing you've probably heard, and if you haven't, you'll hear it now, this particular cohort is the last to be grandfathered in with lifetime access. So lifetime access to both the program, but also the weekly Q&A coaching calls with me in the community, in the student support community. So one time, like, this is it. Prices go up in 2023. Never again will there be lifetime access. And also there's nothing else like it, right? So that's definitely a buying trigger that I use in my marketing of that particular program for this round, right? So you have to think through, like, what is true and what is something that's going to cause someone to think. We don't take action unless there's a reason to, right? That's just human nature. And that's why when you launch, you'll often see people at the beginning of the launch, they purchase then because there are some of these buying triggers. And then at the end where there's more buying triggers. Otherwise, I'm like that. I'm an end of launch person if I'm going to buy, because I want to see what all you got, you know, if I don't want to miss out on some sort of bonus or something. So the other one, another buying trigger, and I've definitely experienced this too, I'm sure you have at some point, is FOMO. So everyone else is doing it. Join the club. So what are some buying triggers? If you're welcoming in new students, you're shouting out results, creating FOMO is a buying trigger. So I want you to think about, could you include FOMO in selling your offer during your launch? Urgency, duh. But like I said, if we don't have a reason to move, or our audience doesn't have a reason to move, they're not going to do it. So what's the urgent need? Okay, so what can you speak to? How can you sell to that urgent need? Why do they need to buy now? So speaking to, if not this, what does that look like in a few months? Okay, what does that look like in 1 month? What could be accomplished in a week, a month, a year? Okay, what's the urgency? 6, I think there's a 6th one that I added. Yeah, social proof. So social proof is another buying trigger. So that's sharing testimonials. So if you have, eventually once you do have students, or if you already do have students or clients, sharing their results. And you know, from social selling, you see like before and afters all the time. You see, people post selfies and they're showcasing their makeup. Social proof. Look at the results, right? So social proof, your results, others' results, once you have those, social proof. So those are all buying triggers, and you have spaces to jot down some of these things, as well as any examples that you would like to use. So early bird bonuses, things like that. Okay, next up, today we've gone over what is an offer, the 3 parts, and you will be able to absolutely come up with your irresistible offer. But there's a lot of other future considerations, such as, and not all encompassing, but these are the main ones I can think of. Growing a target audience to sell your offer to. So you might be thinking, well, great, I have this great idea, but I have no audience. Well, you don't have to have a huge audience. They just have to be a target audience, and you have to be strategic with the type of content you share and the way that you launch. So growing a target audience, scaling a target audience, so using paid advertising or scaling with organic, planning a strategic launch calendar. Okay, so having tactics and strategies within your launch calendar, planning, converting content, either pre-launch, during launch, your email or social media marketing strategy throughout that, planning out your conversion events, like such as a masterclass, a webinar, a free challenge, a particular style of launch post, if you're doing it that way. being able to take payments, providing contracts for higher ticket offers like one-on-one coaching or group programs, how to actually go about delivering your offer. So you've got this idea and this outline, but how do you deliver it? What does that look like? Logos for your offer, like all of these different considerations. Packaging your offer up. Are you going to use a course platform? Are you using a Facebook group, Google Drive? How are you going to promote and sell your offer for subsequent launches? The automation of your marketing, automation of social selling, so you have more time. If you're like, yes, I love creating and selling my own offers, this is way more lucrative, I need more time. So automating some social selling, putting in sales funnels for affiliate products, how to incorporate this new stream of revenue into your brand seamlessly. So you've got this idea, but like, how do you launch this? How do you incorporate it in? Making that shift into really CEO, like you are the boss, you're the CEO, this is your company, your business. So the mindset there, the decision making, the energetics, all of those things, these are all future considerations, which I know is like, whoa, right? But if you're ready and you want to do this and you want to launch your offer, you want to make it happen, you want to, 2 to 10x your income by creating your own offers, I obviously have something for you. So no surprise, we've been talking about this, I've been teaching you. And so now you're going to hear from me. You're going to hear the pitch for my signature program, which is the how. Literally everything that's gotten me as far as I have so far, and I will continue to add to this over time. It is not just a buying trigger. Well, it is a buying trigger, but it's true. The only marketing course of its kind for women entrepreneurs who are influencers or social sellers who want to be able to automate and scale their income and impact with their own offers, just like I've done. So if you resonate with my business model, the way that I do things, then this is literally all the things. And it's called Social Seller to CEO Academy, trademark TM. And I'm going to tell you all about it. And so if you stick around through this portion, which I highly recommend that you do, there is going to be something that you can reach out to me for that you will not want to miss. And this is a one-time offer, and you have about 24 hours to take advantage of this. So if you're watching this replay after 24 hours, I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. So what you get in Social Seller to CEO Academy. So this is my fully comprehensive course. You can purchase on their own these two courses. So Align Your Brand, which is all things personal branding. It's the best personal branding course out there, particularly if you are marketing yourself as a personal brand on social media, you are in social selling. It's so good. Everything from your content pillars to your tagline, your mission, your brand colors and fonts, your ideal client avatar, all of those things to help you to brand yourself powerfully or rebrand powerfully and in alignment. So you can purchase that on its own. It's a standalone self-paced, but I include that one in Social Seller to CEO Academy as a bonus, as well as evergreen your brand. So starting up and optimizing your website. So your brand website as a hub where you can convert social media eyeballs into email subscribers, where you can get your content searchable on the internet, all the good things. So those two are included in Social Seller to CEO Academy. Now, some of you might be further along your journey and you're like, all right, I'm just going to revisit those, make sure I have everything tight and right. And then you're going to jump ahead to the next part. But those two are there for you. And again, lifetime access to all of this. So if you needed to go back and rebrand in 2 years, you have Align Your Brand right here. This is a completely comprehensive branding course. It's worth the price of the entire academy in and of itself, but it's only $597 normally. Evergreen, same thing, but that's a smaller. You could probably do that in like a day. Literally, you could. It's a very simple way to set up an optimized website. I walk you through it literally click by click so that you are set up for success. You're doing things the right way. Okay. Then you get 6 modules in the course platform itself of content and action-oriented worksheets. You also get lifetime access to weekly live Q&A hot seat coaching in our private student support group. And this is where you get to ask questions and get answers and have support through implementation. And you can pace this however you would like. It's meant to be a week-by-week type of thing, but life happens. Everyone has different schedules. Everyone has different goals. And so you can do it however you want to do it. But modules 1 through 5 are setting up your systems for automation. So email marketing, optimizing and monetizing your website, getting your brand actually searchable on Google and ranking, a lot of mindset, CEO mindset, setting up passive sales funnels, all of the marketing systems that you would need to then automate and sell and scale your own offers later on. So module 6, that's one module, but it's 10 steps. And that is everything that I talked about as far as like future considerations. All of that is in there. So monetizing the systems that you have with your own offers. Now you could do step 6 and you could go ahead and launch without any of that. Okay, and make a quick cash infusion and then go back and add in your automated systems. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I actually did that. So you can do whatever you want, whatever feels in alignment. We can talk about it on the Q&As, but right there we've got a ton of value, as you can see. Modules 1 through 5, this is to give you an idea, and you can check out Social Seller to CEOacademy.com. You can see like all the nitty gritty of what's in it. But we go over, growing a target audience, organic and paid. You get my Facebook ads strategy, like 2AT, if you want to do it that way. Creating a lead magnet to grow your email list with leads who are your ideal clients and customers or business partners, as the case may be. Automating your marketing, your communication, your follow-up for your social selling business or your affiliate marketing business. Affiliate product sales funnels, content repurposing, SEO 101, like all the things you need and nothing that you don't. Truly, I have said this before and I'll say it again. This is, if you would like to create a 6-figure brand with multiple streams of income, this is the only course that you need or will need. That's it. Okay, so module 6, part 2, you get all these beautiful checklists that go through all the things that you would need to consider. So you don't even have to do any of the thinking. I made you checklists. You could just like check through, do your thing. I'm guiding you through starting up your own business where you're creating and you're profitably launching your paid offer. So any of the types of products that we talked about today, packaging them up, all of the things, everything from email launch sequences, calendar templates for your launch, like all the things that you need to be supported and have a successful launch. It's amazing. So many resources. So that is our second part. This would be your next step if you want to launch an offer and you would like to have support through implementation and accountability for a lifetime. So to revisit this when you go to launch something else or to tweak your launch, to debrief on your launch, like all of those things. But that's not all you're getting. So you're getting all of that. You're getting the Align Your Brand, you're getting Evergreen Your Brand, you're getting the modules 1 through 6, the 2 different parts of the program. You're getting the weekly Q&A calls for this round only, last chance at lifetime access to that. It will be different moving into 2023, but I want those of you who are in this and really want to do this thing to get that lifetime access. You're also going to get these bonuses, my simple money-making YouTube SEO funnel formula for social sellers. This is how I continue to sell between 2 and, so it's been higher than this, but average 2,000 to 5,000 in affiliate product sales monthly on autopilot. It's this plus website. My exact workflow overview and outline, including podcasting. So if in the future you're like, I want to add a podcast, this is how it fits into the system. Because it's not a cut and dry, like you have to use a Facebook group, you have to use this. The concepts can apply to wherever you're showing up. And so I show you how podcasting fits into that. Another bonus, $997 value, is the Intentional Personal Growth and Profit Planning Workbook and Annual Planning Mastermind. It's literally how I create my business plan and walking you through creating your business plan quarter by quarter, week by week. You get sales calendars, you get all kinds of things, and it's 8 different categories that are going to help you to grow both personally and in your profits. It's amazing. So that right there, that's included. And then things like the business basics, like setting up business PayPal links, all of that. So you get all of that. Amazing, right? Total value for this is well over $10,000 easily. And lifetime access, I could charge probably 3, 4, or 5 times this amount. Okay. But I have a question. If all this program did for you, so literally, okay, close your eyes. If all Social Seller to CEO Academy did for you was give you the accountability, the help through implementation, and a literal click-by-click, step-by-step blueprint to launch your offer, which would then help you to make back your investment and then some ASAP, would that be worth a $10,000 investment? You know I'm going to say yes, since I spent $3,000 for 90 minutes because I know the power of investing in yourself and your business and the return on investment. But what if you could also, from the program, have the mindset, the accountability, the step-by-step blueprint to do all of what I just mentioned, but also fast track getting an optimized, monetized website and systems for automation, aka time freedom, in your business up and running from here on out for whatever you sell or promote. So this is your long-term play here, including your own lucrative offers. Whether you choose to tech it out now or tech it out later, you've got lifetime access to all of that. What if you could also scale your income 2 to 10x to 6 figures and beyond annually in part-time hours, just like I have, with your own offers using this marketing system? Would that be worth a $10,000 investment? I would hope so if you're listening this far. But the cool thing is, I think you could probably guess I'm not charging you even close to $10,000, even though I could justify probably 3 to 5 times that amount. You can have a lifetime seat at the table for the last time when we're closing enrollment on the 19th until 2023 for only $2,333. And there's also 2 payment plans regularly, 4 payments of $650 or 6 payments of $444. Or get excited because this is the last chance you have. There's 7 spots left, so they're probably going to fill up, I would imagine, with the amount of people who have this next piece already in their inbox because they've reached out. You have until tomorrow, so Saturday the 13th of August at midnight, to take advantage of 12 monthly payments of only $250. So think of it as a membership for life, but you're only making monthly payments for a year. And every time you make the payment, you're like, oh yes, I'm invested. I'm going to keep working on growing my business. I'm going to show up to those weekly calls at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 times a month. You're getting so much value, and I want to make it so doable for you because I really want you to have this for the lifetime access, and I want it to be doable. So if you want that option though, you need to reach out to me directly or just comment below 12-month link please or something like that, and I will just send that over to you. That's not on the sales page, which I'll show you shortly, but it's socialsellertoceoacademy.com. I did want to give you another option. This was a testimonial by a wonderful female entrepreneur, Kristen Oak. She was just published in Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine, Business Magazine. She has a company called Natural Zen, and she worked with me one-on-one in the one-on-one experience of Social Seller to CEO Academy. So you'll see her in there. She's locked in for life. Thank goodness. She said, working with Ashley and doing the one-on-one program was an absolute godsend. I was literally just starting. No social selling or anything had been established. I was beside myself with what to do and where to start. So she was taking her physical product business and putting it online. Like this is a big feat, right? To say I was overwhelmed would be an enormous understatement. The program was so easy to follow, even for the most tech challenged me. Anything I didn't understand, I was able to just send a message and she looked into it and walked me through how to do it. A lot of times we were able to do things together on our calls too, and that was exactly what I needed. Ashley is amazing, and this program is absolutely worth the investment. So she's talking about the one-on-one experience as well as the Social Seller to CEO Academy. I also have lifetime access, so anytime I need a refresher or come across something I don't know how to do, I just go back and reference the packet or video for a walkthrough. The best part is it works for any type of business. I wasn't even doing courses. I have a shop online. Now I will be doing courses, and I already have the tools I need to do them. To date, this is the best investment I've made for my business and myself too, because now I have time to focus on other things. Thank you, Kristen. So amazing. I'm so proud of all the work that you've done and what you're doing. You're a rock star. So if you would prefer a one-on-one experience, that is everything included in the program. So everything in the group program, the lifetime access, but then you also get a bi-weekly 1-hour one-on-one session for a total of 6. So this is like a 12-month period, 3-month condensed. You get 6 total one-on-one sessions, but you have messenger coaching access Monday through Friday for 12 weeks. So between now and, what would that be, September, October? Like basically September, October, November, you'd have access to ask me any questions for 3 months in Messenger and do bi-weekly calls. And you also get the option, if you'd like, to learn my SEO automated sponsoring formula, which I don't share anymore. But if you are in social selling and you want to know how I use this system to sponsor well over 200 women into my downline over the years on autopilot through application, I can teach you that too. So there's 3 different options for the high touch time collapsing membership. I do have 2 spots open for that for the next quarter. And so make sure that you snag that ASAP. Ask me any questions if you have them on any of the above. And yeah, so question for you. Ready to bet on yourself? Will you choose to level up and build the systems for automation and your offers to launch and scale your impact and income to the next level? I hope you'll bet on yourself. I hope that you will take this opportunity to be supported in scaling your business and scaling your impact and scaling your income. And I wanted to thank you for your time. If you are interested in snagging a spot in Social Seller to CEO Academy, last chance for a lifetime enrollment, head to socialsellertoceoacademy.com. You can check out tons more details on enrollments and snag your spot there. DM me if you have any questions or email me hello@elevatedwithashley.com. I will look forward to seeing you on the inside. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. My goal is to help as many women in business online as possible to build strong, powerful, aligned, and profitable personal brands. The best way to show you appreciate this content is to screenshot and share on your social media or share with your team. Actually, even better would be to also leave a review for the podcast on whichever platform you're listening on. If you are looking for any additional support, you can always reach me via email at hello@elevatedwithashley.com. You can DM me on Instagram @AshleyRLatimer or join us in the free Elevate Academy for brand building, maverick marketers, and mompreneurs Facebook community. Can't wait to chat with you next week.